The traveler restlessly seeks peace at the far horizon, only to realize that the greatest healing inherently lies in the courage to stop and stand still in the middle of one's own field. It is often said that time is a medicine, but the truth is, only patience and the cherishing of small things possess the power to transform calloused wounds into the fragrant scent of the soul. Much like the unchanging laws of nature, lavender never hurries to bloom. It merely clings its roots quietly deep into the earth, waiting for the moonlight to release its fragrance, for it understands that the most enduring beauties always require stillness to take shape. Tonight, the greatest lesson the universe has for you does not lie in distant achievements, but in letting go of the hurried ego to return to the primal pulse of the earth and sky. Remember, a heart that knows how to stay and nurture the present is a heart that has found heaven right in the midst of yesterday's broken pieces. Before we embark together on this journey back to the stillness under the Provence moonlight, I invite you to take a moment to connect with this space. If the sounds and stories here bring you comfort, please grant the channel a subscribe and a like for this video. This is not just support, but a way for us to maintain a bond, so that every night when you need a sanctuary for your soul, I will always be here waiting for you. Let your breath begin to slow down, very slowly, just like the way lavender petals fold themselves when the sun sets behind the mountain ridges of Provence. Have you ever wondered why there are nights we lie there, yet the mind wanders somewhere else, a place full of anxieties and the fragments of the past? There is a secret that only those who are still enough can hear. It is the whisper of a violet field under the silver moonlight, where every sprig of flower carries within it a healing medicine for weary hearts. Tonight, I am not just telling you a story. I will take your hand to find again the piece of peace that has been lost for so long within your own soul. Imagine right behind the door of this sleep is a journey home, a place where letting go is not a loss, but the beginning of a most brilliant flower season. Do not struggle to seek sleep. Let sleep find you and embrace you. Just as the night mist gently covers the ancient lavender sprigs, now take a moment to truly be present here in this safe space. I invite you to adjust your sleeping position, perhaps a slight shrug of the shoulders to release the tension accumulated all day, or adjusting the pillow so your neck and head are perfectly supported. Feel the weight of your body beginning to sink deep into the mattress. You no longer need to hold on to anything. The world out there, with all its expectations, deadlines, and unspoken words, let them stop outside your bedroom door. At this moment, there is only you, your breath, and this voice beside you, like a most loyal companion. Pull the soft blanket up, feel the warmth and the protection it brings. You are within a cocoon of peace, where nothing can disturb you. Begin to pay attention to your breath. Do not change it, just observe. Breathe in deeply through your nose. Feel the cool air entering, carrying the purity of a distant Provence night. And breathe out very slowly, very long. Feel the warmth escaping, carrying away all the fatigue of feet that have walked too much, of hands that have worked too hard. Breathe in stillness and breathe out agitation. Once more, breathe in peace and breathe out all worries. Each out breath is a moment you allow yourself to loosen up a little more. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Feel a wave of pale purple relaxation, as soothing as the color of lavender under the moon, beginning to spread from the crown of your head down to your forehead. Let the small wrinkles on your brow completely disappear. Let your eyebrows soften, moving further apart. Your eyes are closed now, but it is not the closure of exhaustion. It is the closure of receptivity. Feel the tiny muscles around your eyes relax absolutely. That relaxation flows down to your cheeks, softening your jaw. If you are clenching your teeth, let them part slightly. Let your tongue rest naturally in your mouth. Your entire face now becomes weightless, serene, like the face of someone smiling in the most beautiful dream. The smooth flow continues down to the neck, soaking deep into each cervical vertebra, then spreading across both shoulders. Your shoulders, the place that carries so many responsibilities, can now drop, letting go completely. Feel the warmth spread along both arms, passing through the elbows, the wrists, and soaking into each finger. Your hands are now empty, holding nothing, controlling nothing. They simply lie there, feeling the gentle vibration of rest. The relaxation overflows into your chest, calming your heartbeat. Your heart now beats slower, rhythmic, and more tranquil. It knows it is loved, it is protected. Continuing, let this looseness go down to the abdomen, down to the hips, and along your legs. Feel your thighs, calves, and the soles of your feet also fading away. Your entire body now grows heavy, heavier, like a gemstone placed on a bed of soft velvet. You feel yourself sinking deep down, not a frightening drowning, but a wonderful merging with the earth. You are being supported by the earth, embraced by the universe. You are in the most perfect state of grounding, a place where the mind no longer soars with anxieties, but has landed in the land of stillness. There is an invisible thread between your relaxing body and the space about to appear in your mind. Do you smell the faint scent of lavender? It is not yet clear, but it is there, weaving into each of your breaths. It is the scent of returning, Tonight, you will no longer be a stranger in your own life. You will enter a field where Emma, a woman once as weary as you, is standing before a great decision. And you will also meet Noah, the man who carries the scars of the past but found a way to make flowers bloom amidst the pain. But before the story begins, make sure you are ready to let go. Let go of thoughts. Let go of control. Breathe in deeply once more. And as you breathe out, say to yourself, I allow myself to rest. I deserve this peace. Feel the absolute safety enveloping you. The surrounding space seems a bit darker, a bit warmer. My voice now is no longer from the outside, but as if echoing from deep within your own heart, gentle as a lullaby from ancient times. You are moving closer to the border of silence, where all the sounds of the world fade behind you, leaving only the steady breath and the light vibration of the Provence space gradually appearing in your mind. Your body now is truly heavy, but your soul is becoming weightless, ready to soar into the world of moonlight and violet fields. Just let yourself drift naturally, because right now, the journey back to yourself truly begins. When your body has completely submerged into stillness, when the final vibrations of a busy day have settled, let me take your hand very softly and lead you through an invisible door. That door does not open with a key, but opens with your own gentle breath. Do you feel it? A cool breeze carrying the characteristic chill of the Provence hills at night has just touched your skin. You are no longer in a room of four walls. You are standing in a vast space where the sky is so high and wide that the stars seem to be leaning down to converse with the earth. Beneath your feet, it is no longer the soft mattress, but a layer of soft, moist soil from the night dew. Try to take a step very slowly and listen. A very small, very delicate rustling beneath the soles of your feet. That is the sound of dried lavender leaves falling crisp and rustic. Every step you touch upon the ground is a moment you feel the sacred connection with Mother Nature. The earth here is not a stranger. It is warm and steady, as if it has been waiting for your return for a very long time. You walk between the long, endless rows of flowers. They are straight and rhythmic, like the breaths of the earth and sky. Now look up. A sea of deep purple is stretching to the horizon, where the rolling hills embrace the valley. Under the perfectly round moon, that purest and most ethereal silver light, the purple of the lavender is no longer harsh like it is under the sun. It becomes a silver purple, shimmering and deep. The tiny flowers sway with every passing breeze, creating undulating waves of blossoms. Look, each sprig of flower is like a small hand waving to you, inviting you to cast all your troubles into the void. And that fragrance. Take a deep breath. The scent of lavender here is unlike any essential oil you have ever known. It is potent yet pure. It smells of the sun lingering on the petals, the smell of damp earth, and the smell of silence itself. That scent weaves into every alveolus, soothing the tensions in the brain like the world's gentlest sedative. You feel yourself melting into that fragrance, becoming weightless, no longer having gravity. Listen to the music of the Provence night. It is not absolute silence, but a stillness full of life. The crickets chirp rhythmically from the distant grass. These southern French crickets seem to have a specific musical score for the moonlit night. They chirp steadily, persistently, creating a smooth ribbon of sound enveloping the space. That sound does not distract you. On the contrary, it creates a lullaby rhythm, reminding you that this world is always operating in harmony and safety. Occasionally, a breeze slightly stronger sweeps through, making the lavender rose brush against each other, creating a rustling sound like sea waves comforting the shore. It is the whisper of memory, the storytelling of seasons past and seasons to come. You find yourself standing before a small path leading to an old stone house, where Emma will soon stand with a heavy heart. But right now, there is only you and this space. Reach out and lightly touch a sprig of lavender beside you. Feel the coarseness of the woody stem and the softness of the tiny buds tightly closed. A cool drop of night dew settles on your fingertip, then slowly dissolves, leaving a sensation of wondrous refreshment. You no longer feel lonely. This field, this moon, and even those tiny sounds are embracing you. Everything in Provence seems to be moving slower, syncing with your heartbeat. The moonlight illuminates every crevice on the wall of the small house in the distance, where a dim yellow light glows from the window like a promise of warmth. You feel the presence of a silent gardener Noah somewhere among the rows of flowers. His breath merges with the wind. His patience permeates the land. Do you feel the peace of mind, knowing that even in the deepest night, there are silent hands caring for the beauty of life? Let your body continue to relax in this space. You are sitting down between a row of lavender, your back resting against the cool air, your eyes dreamy, looking at the silver-purple petals fluttering before you. The distant cicadas from the pine forest echo back, ethereal like an old dream, with no more noise of the day. All your senses now focus only on your own presence within nature. You feel the greatness of stillness. Stillness is not emptiness, but a fullness of peace. With every passing moment, you feel yourself merging deeper into this field. You are no longer an observer. You have become a part of the Provence night. You are the wind, You are the fragrance. You are the silver moonlight draped over the world. The boundary between your body and the flower field gradually fades. You find yourself so peaceful that you can even hear the gentle beating of your own heart harmonizing with the crickets and the breath of the earth. Just stay here in the arms of the purple and the moon, letting this tranquility soak deep into your soul, preparing for the journey to meet Emma and Noah, where you will learn the greatest secret of staying and healing. Your breath now has become deeper and steadier than ever before. Are you ready to hear the story of this field? A story of wounds mended by fragrance and hearts that found each other under this silver moon. Just lie there or sit there in your mind and let me begin to tell you about Emma amidst that ethereal silver purple space where the lavender and the moonlight are weaving a carpet of stillness. The story of returning begins to emerge clearly like an oil painting, slowly drying under the night wind. Imagine yourself standing beside Emma right now, before the old wooden door of the small house in Provence. In her hand is a brass key, tarnished by time, and her shoulders still carry the stiffness of long flights, of years buried under the fluorescent lights of a distant city. Emma looks at the lock, her heart heavy with a sense of strangliness. She has flown halfway across the world to return here, not because she sought rest, but because of a responsibility she considered a burden. Her grandmother had passed away, leaving her this flower field, a legacy she intended to sell as soon as she arrived. The clicking of the lock echoes shyly in the empty night. The door opens, carrying the scent of pine wood, of herbal tea long grown cold, and the dust of time. Emma steps in, her feet touching the cool stone floor. All the childhood memories suddenly rush back like a gentle but irresistible tide. She remembers her grandmother's kind smile, the afternoons her grandmother sat knitting by the window, and especially the scent of lavender that always clung to her grandmother's apron. But now the house is only silence. Emma wonders, why did her grandmother make her return? Why this distant flower field when her life in America is full of plans, numbers, and endless hurry? She feels she does not belong here. She feels like a stranger intruding upon the peace of her own past. While Emma was immersed in her doubts, on the other side of the field, beneath the shadow of an ancient olive tree, a man was still diligently working with the sprigs of flowers. That was Noah. He was not the owner of this place, but he was the one who had kept the heart of this field beating throughout the years. Noah moved between the rows of flowers with a strange slowness, as if each of his footsteps was an apology sent to Mother Earth. Years ago, Noah came here with a broken heart. He had been left by the person he loved most on a torrential rainy day, without a reason, without a goodbye. At that time, He wandered across Provence like a lost soul until Emma's grandmother found him bowing his head under this olive tree. She did not ask him about his pain. She only gave him a hot cup of tea and said, "Son, the flowers out there are waiting to be cared for. They don't need to know who you are. They only need your hands." Noah stayed. He learned how to water when the sun had not yet woken, learned how to prune the withered lavender sprigs under the moonlight so they would not be exhausted by the daytime heat. He learned that lavender is a flower of patience. They can endure drought, endure harsh winds, but with just a little care at the right time, they will release a passionate fragrance in return. It was that very scent that drifted into the cracks of Noah's soul, bit by bit, mending the broken pieces he thought he would carry for a lifetime. To Noah, this field was not a job, it was salvation. On the first night in Provence, Emma could not close her eyes. The silence of the countryside was too immense for someone accustomed to car horns and bustle. She stood by the window, looking out at the sea of purple flowers shimmering under the moon. Her grandmother's old letters lay on the wooden table, the words written meticulously. "Emma, flowers do not hurry to bloom. They wait for the right moment, and so do you." Those words felt like a gentle touch on her tightening heart. She put on a thin shawl and stepped outside. The night wind caressed her face, and for the first time in many years, Emma felt she needed to speak with this field. She went deep into the rows of flowers until she heard an old, warm American folk melody echoing from afar. She saw Noah. He was leaning over, the shears in his hand pruning gently and precisely. Emma hesitated. "Are you still working this late?" Noah looked up, the moonlight illuminating his calm face. He smiled, a smile without any hurry. The moonlit night is when the flowers are most peaceful, Emma. Pruning now, they won't be stressed. Emma looked at him, then at the shimmering field. "I am about to sell it, Noah. I don't know how to care for something so long-term." Noah put the shears down and invited Emma to sit beside him on the cool ground. He began to tell her about his early days here, about how her grandmother had saved him from the abyss of despair. His voice lowered, blending with the rhythmic chirping of the crickets. "This field taught me that hurt is not the end. It is a space for us to plant new things. Your grandmother didn't just leave you a piece of land. She left you an opportunity to stop and breathe." Emma bowed her head, a single tear rolling down her cheek, reflecting the silver moonlight. "But I'm afraid, Noah. I'm afraid if I stay, I will give up again. I'm afraid of hurting these beautiful things." Noah reached out, his hand rough but carrying a strange warmth. He took Emma's hand, a grasp that asked for nothing, only to share. Then just try staying. The flowers don't ask you to be perfect. They only need you to be present. Love is like lavender. It doesn't need to be eternal from the first moment. It just needs us to nurture it every single day. Noah's words were like a small flame warming Emma's freezing soul. That night, under the star-filled Provence sky, amidst the passionate scent of lavender, Emma made a decision. She would not sell the field immediately. She wanted to try. She wanted to know why her grandmother loved this place so much, and she wanted to know if her heart could bloom once again. The days that followed passed slowly, like the flow of honey. Emma began to learn how to wake up with early dew. She learned that every lavender sprig has its own story. There were sprigs that stood resilient and tall, and others that nested shyly. Noah patiently taught her everything, from sensing the soil's moisture to listening to the wind carrying the floral scent afar. They worked together in a relaxed silence, sometimes sharing soft laughter when Emma accidentally spilled a water pitcher, or standing quietly together watching the sunset turn the horizon purple. Emma realized her previous office life was merely a series of soulless reflexes, but here she felt every cell in her body truly living. The tension on her shoulders vanished, replaced by the suppleness of a laborer. Her sleep was no longer filled with anxious dreams, but was deep and dreamless, enveloped by the scent of lavender drifting through the window. A year later, when the flower season returned, the field seemed to sense Emma's love and bloomed more brilliantly than ever. On the night of the year's fullest moon, it was so bright you could see every tiny leaf vein. Noah led Emma to the heart of the field, where he had cleared a small space and spread an old blanket. The lavender swayed around them like silent witnesses. Noah looked deep into Emma's eyes, his voice trembling slightly with emotion but full of sincerity. Emma, over the past year, I have seen you change. I see you are no longer running away, and I see my heart blooming once more because of you. He took a small bracelet from his pocket, dried lavender sprigs, delicately pressed flat. I don't promise to bring you perfect life, because life will still have scorching days and stormy winds, but I promise to be here, caring for the flower seasons with you, keeping this field fragrant forever. Do you want to stay here with me? Emma looked at the bracelet, then at the man who had taught her how to love herself again. Her tears fell, but this time they were tears of release and happiness. She nodded. I do, Noah. I want to stay, because I have realized that healing does not lie in running away from pain, but in choosing to stay and nurturing small things every day. They embraced amidst the sea of purple flowers under the magical moonlight of Provence. The night wind carried the lavender scent far away, like a message to Emma's grandmother. Everything is okay now. Peace had truly returned. And now, as their story gradually nears its end, I want you to take that peace into your own sleep. Remember that you, just like that lavender field, always have the capacity to heal yourself as long as you allow yourself to stop, to stay, and to be cared for by your own breath. Now, as Emma and Noah's vow still echoes gently in the space, do you feel something changing? Notice, it seems, the distance between your room and that Provence field is fading like an ink wash painting dissolving into water. You are no longer just a listener of their story. Take a deep breath. That passionate lavender scent is no longer an imagination. It is present right within your chest. You are Emma, finding peace after the storm. You are Noah, learning to believe in love once again. And at this moment, the blanket upon you suddenly transforms into the soft grass and the old blanket that Noah spread in the heart of the violet field. You are lying there between rows of lavender as high as your eyes. From this perspective, the sprigs are no longer mere plants. They become silent sentinels for your sleep. Moonlight pours down from above like a silver waterfall, weaving through each leaf, resting lightly on your half-closed eyelashes. You feel weightless, so light that it feels as if a passing breeze could lift you off the ground, drifting you buoyantly amidst the sea of silver-purple flowers. A thin mist begins to rise slowly from the moist earth. That mist is ethereal, milky, white, and cool. It begins to cover your feet, then spreads to your hips, your chest, and drapes a hazy veil over your vision. The real world, the woes, the worries, the plans for tomorrow are all obscured by this mist. Only you and the moonlight remain. The boundary between wakefulness and dreaming is now as thin as a gossamer thread. You can no longer distinguish between the chirping of the crickets in the Provence field and the beating of your own heart. All logical thoughts, numbers, and events begin to melt away, turning into blurred, poetic images. You feel yourself drifting in a space without gravity. Each of your breaths now merges absolutely with the pulse of the field. As you breathe in, the purple mist rises. As you breathe out, the mist dissolves into the moonlight. You feel yourself vanishing, not a terrifying disappearance, but an integration. You dissolve into the floral scent, into Noah's breath, into the grace of Emma's grandmother. You are no longer a separate individual with private pains. You are a part of life at rest. Look at the mist before you. Do you see the hazy images? Those are your most beautiful memories, returning like slow-motion films, washed clean by the moonlight. You see yourself walking gently, feet no longer tired, heart no longer heavy. You are in the most wonderful pre-sleep state where everything is possible, where healing happens naturally without effort. The mist grows thicker, warmer, enveloping you like a silkworm cocoon. You sense the presence of love, a love greater than that of two people. It is the love of the universe for you, comforting you. Everything is okay now. You have come home. Just let go. Just dissolve. At this moment, your mind no longer wants to ask questions, no longer wants to analyze. Only the feeling remains, the feeling of absolute freedom. You are fading, fading in the perfect intersection of reality and dream. The lavender field is lulling you with its scent. The moonlight is lulling you with its silver hue, and I am lulling you with whispers from the heart. Do not try to stay awake. Just let yourself fall. Fall into the arms of the mist. Fall into the violet dream waiting ahead. You are very close now, right at the threshold of gentle oblivion. Now, let all the final images dissolve into tiny specks of glowing dust under the moonlight. The story of Emma and Noah, of the passionate lavender field, is now only a faint fragrance, a gentle memory receding, receding further into the silent night. You do not need to remember, nor do you need to think about anything else. Everything is truly peaceful. Everything is truly complete. The space around you now holds only a vast silence, a silence full of grace and protection. Feel your breath. It has become very light, very steady, like the waves of lavender under the Provence night breeze. You are sinking deep down into an ocean of absolute stillness. In this place, there is no concept of time, no worries of the world outside. There is only you and the purest rest. And after waking up tomorrow morning with a light heart, remember to return here to share your feelings with me in the comments section. But for now, set aside all worries so we can begin the journey of letting go. Go to sleep now. Your heart has found its harbor. Sleep deeply, like seeds lying still in the warm earth, waiting for a new spring. Every wound has been soothed by the scent of lavender, every worry washed clean by the moonlight. You are being protected, being embraced by the universe in the kind arms of the night. Let yourself drift away completely. Sleep deeply. Sleep very deeply. Everything is at peace. You are being sheltered. Peace in every cell. Peace in every breath. Distant crickets, the rustling wind, all are fading, fading. Only the gentlest silence remains. You are diving into the best, deepest sleep. Hold on to nothing. Just let go. Just sleep well. Sleep deeply. Sleep well. Peace. Go to sleep now. Sleep very deeply.